And welcome back. Um, I'm sorry about last week's not last week's my most recent part of what if Deku was the only male to Quark. Um, the reason why that was so short, I know I don't. That's probably will be one of the shortest videos I will ever do. But the reason why it was short, there was lightning, I and thunder, and it was just a mess. Trees were falling down near where I record, which, if you don't know, I record outside. Okay, that's why you hear a lot of wind in my videos and all that. That's why I do all these disclaimers about background noise, right? That's why I do them. Like right now, um, if you heard that, which you most likely did, and why my voice raised, because I've been sitting here where I usually record, listening to that for multiple hours. And I've tried to record this video multiple times, right? But yeah, it's windy. I can't really go anywhere. Um, I have another spot where I will record this video in. I'm sorry about the wind. I am so sorry. But this other area should be so much better than that area where I record every other video. Um, so yeah, like usual, disclaimer, background noise. I stutter my words. I say things multiple times when I've already um, said them, right? Or when I've already said them. And I'm sorry about all that. And I do impressions, terrible ones, but yet they happen. I should probably start up a video with like an impression at some point. Like, say if I did a what if Deku was like, or if I were to do like, what if my OC was in like My Hero? Would you all like to see that? I got an idea for a quirk. I think it would be pretty cool. But are you planning on making a what if with Deku with the said quirk? So it wouldn't really work out well. And when I get out of my uh my hero phase and I stretch out with different animes, see, I don't want to be known as just a My Hero guy. Even though I'm done most, I really like what My Hero What If. The only other what if I would consider doing at the moment is what if Naruto, right? I know this is a story video. What if? I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry about that. So the only reason I'm rambling is because I'm getting trying to get to my spot, and the wind is not letting up. Is why I'm talking. I know I could just started the video there, but I didn't want to. So I'm sorry if you're listening to this as like an audio book. I guess some people do that, or like a workout thing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm doing this like I am. But yeah. Well, now it's cool then. So let's get into the story. Where we last left off. We were in a classroom, and we're about to meet the big three, which they do come in, and Nejire does go around asking questions about the people. Um, she asked quite a few questions. Um, to everyone that's in the room. Okay, besides Midoriya, she actually wanted to talk to him first, I guess. I don't know. No, 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 no. Um, that doesn't happen yet. Okay. What happens now? Because last part I forgot to do the well, we're getting to the provisional license exam. Okay. See, last part all got to their dorm rooms, right? They all got to their dorm rooms. They set up everything, right? And Aizawa would, well, they would be in class uh, at this point, right? And that everyone would be talking because it would be their free period. And Aizawa would walk in asking, well, telling them, everyone shut up. And I do terrible impressions. But he would say, telling everyone to shut up. And yeah. And now everyone would shut up and look up front. And and Aizawa would say, everyone, get on your hero costume. We're gonna go train. We're gonna create your ultimate moves, as people would call them. Okay, that's what we're doing today. Now go and get on your costume, okay? And meet me at the training grounds. And he would leave after he would say that, and everyone would go get their hero costumes on. And this is your first video, go watch the first part. And, well, the one of the, well, previous parts where I've already stated the hero costumes, if you forgot. Okay, um, everyone get their hero costumes on, they would be there. The people who are there is, uh, Midoriya? No. Um, the people who would be there would be Aizawa and All Might already being there, and those two would be talking, and then Aizawa would notice that everyone would be there, and he would say, well, took you all long enough. Now, Ectoplasma is here also. But yeah, we'll be here in a minute. He's running late. He said he drank too much coffee and it ran right through him, which I don't get that problem. Coffee makes me stay alive, so I don't know. And right after he says that, Ectoplasma would come in and say, I'm here. And Aizawa would say, well, finally, finally you're here. Took you long enough, Ectoplasma. Now, since he's here, he's gonna use his quirk and pair you all up with a with a clone of his, and you all are gonna train, make up your power moves. Okay? All Might here is gonna help out the ones he sees fit to help out. Okay? I know some of you already have these big moves like Bakugo's Howl's Impact and Midoriya's. Um, me here. I'm coming in here because I looked up the moves of my guy from Naruto, right? See, I have found the moves names, and the one I was calling Lion's Barrage, which is Sasuke's version of pile driving front lotus. Front lotus. I'm just gonna call it front lotus. So from now on, That move is gonna be called front lotus. Okay. Now back to the story. And after Aizawa would, well, he's gonna keep on listing off the moves. Well, I'm gonna go back and say what he said again. Um, I know a lot of you already have your strong moves, like Bakugo's Howitzer Impact and Midoriya's Front Lotus. I believe what he said it was called, Pile Driving Front Lotus, where he drove Bakugo in the ground. That is forbidden from using against our classmates in 1A. I don't care about 1B. You can do it if we ever have a joint training. Do it all you want. I don't care. Okay? But yeah, we are here to make big moves. Okay? So, get on training now. And everyone would get paired up with ectoplasma's clone and whatnot. And that's what they would be doing for the for the few next days, training and making those power moves, those finishing moves, right? And over those couple days, Midoriya does make some, two more actually. See, he with the see at his limit in his quirk, um, he can only go to his sixth gate and fully control it. So he made one just for that one, just for the sixth gate, and he will still use it out of the sixth gate if need be. But yet there is also another move he made. See, with front pile driving front lotus, he would use it for 2 and 1. That would be his main move for those two gates. Okay, and 3 and 4 would be the reverse lotus, and then 5 and 6 is, well, six really, or 6 and 5, which he has like a mix of another move he's still trying to create, but yet it's not um done yet. So yeah, the move he created, his current strongest move is called Morning Flamingo. See, I'm gonna switch from that picture to these, right? I'm gonna, which you all can always just look up um all of his moves. I don't care. But yet with the ones we are focusing on at the moment is the first three moves. Front lotus or pile driving front lotus, right? Which is his first gate, which he does. With the first gate, he can use the power driving front lotus, which is Midoriya's move he's already have had. And with the third gate, this is for the reverse lotus. He overwhelms his opponent with punches through the reverse lotus with the sixth gate guy, which is my guy, which I based this off of. Um, with the sixth gate, guy can use the morning peacock to unleash a rapid, a series of rapid punches that ignite through air friction. Right. So he creates the first three moves, which he does have minor other moves. He just doesn't have a name for them. Right. But yet, on one day, it would probably be one of their last days before the provisional hearings license. They are considering putting Class 1A into, um, which they haven't told them, the Class 1A, about it yet, about, about the, about how they're putting, uh, them into it. They haven't told them about it, okay? And that final day, All Might was helping Kirishima out a little bit and helping Kirishima about how to use their quirk, her quirk better in the terms of just not only being a shield, but also being like a bulldozer, like All Might does in canon. And uh, Bakugo would yell over to, or um, All Might would see Bakugo training with his AP shot, which I know I'm gonna go on a little rant, but yeah, in other what ifs, I see it a lot. They have Bakugo already knowing AP shot, which he wouldn't know at like at the beginning of the series, right? He wouldn't know AP shot at at the beginning of the series. He would know about it like where he learns it, right? And All Might would say, "Ah, young Bakugo, I see you're doing very well with your quirk." And All Might, after seeing Bakugo use like the laser version of AP shot, he would say, "Hey, young Bakugo, have you ever tried to make a version where it doesn't kill your opponent? Have you tried that?" And Bakugo would say, "Yeah, I have, but yet it's weaker. I mean, it would still may kill him. I'm not guaranteeing anything." And Bakugo would shoot off the AP shot, like the actual, like the ball, like the weaker version, and not the laser like thing, right? He would shoot it off, and it would hit the rock like in cannon, and the rock would start falling, and uh, Bakugo would yell out, "All Might, move!" And All Might would look up and seeing the rock falling, but yet before it would hit him, you would hear Midoriya yell out, "Reverse Lotus!" And Midoriya would come through, kicking that rock out of there with the Reverse Lotus, and then landing, sliding like he did in canon. And All Might would say, "Well, young Midoriya, good job there, and thank you. I should get going. Um, I got a meeting." And Midoriya was like, "Okay, All Might. Bye." And now we'll do a little bit of time skip. Okay. About a day or so later, a day later, they would all, or later that day actually, when they would go back into class, Aizawa would tell them about the provisional license and why they're making or asking or having see, they don't usually have the first years taken, but with recent events of uh how many villain attacks has happened with these fellows with the class, um they're gonna have them take them, and if they don't pass, they don't pass, and if they do, they do. They're not doing anything. So that next day, they would get on a bus and drive over to the exam uh, place, right? And they would go on through, or the bus would stop and they would get there. They would all walk out, and then Aizawa, Aizawa would hear a unfortunate voice for him. He would hear somebody say, "Oh, Aizawa, how you doing?" And Aizawa would make a big ol' sigh. And he would say, "What do you want, Joke?" And Miss Joke would say, "Oh, you remember my name. That's good. Why don't we get married?" Aizawa. Aizawa would give a stare to Miss Joke that just plain up says, "Please get away from me." And uh Joy, no, that's all title there. Joke, yeah, Joke would also say, "Whoa, you actually passed a class? That's surprising considering your past classes." And and Aizawa would say, "Well, these ones had potential. Okay, now leave me and my class alone, please." And And Miss Joke would say, "Why? You're scared, aren't you? You don't have faith in your class, do you?" And Azala would look at Miss Joke, and and he would say, "Oh, I have plenty faith in my students for passing this exam. Okay, how about you worry about your own students and then messing with my students? Wait, what? Get your students away from mine." And he would and Miss Joy would start laughing, and she would say, "Oh, you're worried about my your own class. That's cute." And Ozzo would say, "No, I mean it. I have a crazy child. He will fight anybody. I don't. You get them away from my students, okay? You get them away from them, okay? Get them away. Go, 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 go." And he would start pushing Miss Joy. Is it Miss Joy? Or is it Miss Joke? I don't remember. I'm just gonna keep on calling her Miss Joke, because I think that's right. I don't think it's Miss Joy because Joy is a One Piece D&D character from D&D Marines. One Rustage's D&D campaign page. It is absolutely amazing. Go check it out if you haven't. I will be making what ifs about it. Go check it out so you will get caught up with it. One Piece D&D, Isekai D&D, and D&D Marines. One Piece D&D Marines. Go check them all out. They're all amazing. Okay. Um. I'm gonna tell you this right now, okay, Miss Joke. I don't want. I'm tired of you. Class, come on. He would yell out to his class. They would all start walking to Aizawa, and they would all go in. And time skips to when the event starts. That sleepy guy. Uh, I'm tired of this already. Now, he would say, he would announce the starting of the exam and how it works. They would all get the like the things, the light up things. Maduro would put it in the same spots he did as Cannon. I believe it was like one on his shoulder, one on his back, and like one on his leg or something. I don't know. No, one on his like side, I believe. I don't remember. But he would say everyone is to go back into their respective uh corners or whatever. I don't remember. But yet the arena would change and all, or no, it would spread out like it did, right? That's how that works. And the event would start once everyone was out of the place, right? Everyone would, and like in canon, everyone would target UA, right? Seeing how good they are. But yet Midoriya would say, well, he wouldn't really say anything. He would stare at everyone, staring, everyone would be staring at them, and he would say, well, well, this is gonna be rough. And he would look straight as like at a guy with like a dog quirk, and he would just start laughing like uh he would start pointing at the guy with like the dog quirk, and he would say, "Get my joke? You get my joke, man?" And the dog guy would say, "I do, and I don't take kindly to dog jokes, okay?" And Madara was like, "Whoa, chill out, dude. There's no reason to get to act like a female dog." And after he would say that, the the ringer would ring and it would start, and Madara would get out of there like so quickly, right? He would get out of there as quick as he could, right? And yeah, he would start running around. He would, he wouldn't, he would get split up with his class. Um, yeah, and yeah, he would go around. He wouldn't get tricked by Cammy, very easily, right? He wouldn't get tricked by her, right? But yet he would still get one of the things hit, and he would start running around in his like second gate or like third. No, he would go into his fourth gate immediately to make sure that nobody could like see him. Even though given it's not his fastest, but yet it is still quite fast. So if anyone had like a speed quirk, they would feel like they would only be the only competition for him, right? So he would go around just running, trying to find his classmates, right? And yeah, he would find Sero and Oraka, and this would be the same situation as in canon. If you haven't made that far, then buzz off and go watch it. Okay, go watch the provisional license exam, and then go, 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 go now. I'll give you 5 more seconds before I spoil the whole entire thing. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. Um, okay. So they would get surrounded, but yet with their teamwork, um, they would be able to get out of there, right? They would be able to get their own people. Um, they would all get their marks checked, and surprisingly, out of UA, there was only one more person, and that being Todoroki in there. See, he would be the only other person to pass um, from UA at the moment. So those three would go in and go into the waiting room to wait for everyone else to get in. And Midoriya, being Midoriya, he would say, "Oh, wow, it's only Todoroki from our class that has passed. I'm surprised Bakugo hasn't passed yet. Eh, I'm not really surprised. That anger issued Pomeranian probably got himself caught at some point, most likely. I guess I'll go talk to Todoroki." And he would walk over, and they would start talking, right? And yeah, and then we're gonna do a time skip, and and get ready for the second part of the exam. The people who passed, right? Well, the first portion, that is. Um, the second portion is way different. Not from canon. The canon is it's still same where they had to go around and save people, getting back to the medical place. Um, they would all go around. Medora would be way better at keeping calm and smiling in front of that one person. The test score guy, he would be way better at it than as in canon because he's not as nervous. He's not as like uh nervous. He's not Deku in canon. He's way different. He's built different, right? But once he would bring him back to the medical ward or the medical spot where everyone would people would check on them. Medora would be there, and then he would see a portion of the wall break, and there would be Gang Orca in his gang. Okay, the number 10 hero would be out there. See, once All Might officially stepped down, he would be the number 10 hero at the moment, and Ryoku would be number 9, right? I believe. I haven't looked at the rankings. I don't know who's currently rankings. I know in like the manga we're in a whole entire different part of this, right? But yet I'm still gonna check it out after this. So I know the rankings better. But yet yeah. Uh I I don't oh my the what is his name? I don't remember his name at all. Um but the guy with the like the trimmer quirk, he would do his thing like he did in canon. Like telling Midoriya to go and help the others move the injured away from the spot, and he would hold off the villains until Midoriya could get back. Which Midoriya does go help the others get everyone away, and Todoroki and the one guy from Chitetsu, um, the Wind Cork guy. I don't remember his name. I really don't remember his name. Um, but yeah, those two would try to fight Gang Orca, which it wouldn't work very well. Um, he would wipe the floor with them. Just saying it clearly, he would wipe the floor with Todoroki and that the Wind Cork user. He would absolutely wipe the floor with his quirk. And now, um, and now, uh, Midoriya would get back. He would be back, and he would be saying, "Morning, Flamingo," and he would jump in using Morning Flamingo, using like friction. I believe that's how that worked, right? Okay, he would punch a lot. He would punch a lot that ignite, ignite, ignite through air friction, right? So he would be basically sending air blast, like air cannons, air blast, uh, at Gang Orker, which Gang Orker, that's not his name. That sounded like a slur. Orker? Uh, he would send this at Gang Orca, and he would be dodging them or blocking them with or blocking them, yeah. Um, once, Midoriya got close enough, he would be using Reverse Lotus, using a lot of punches, which he's went up to his fifth gate, to do this. Even though, like, Morning Flamingo is a sixth gate move, which it, in the sixth gate is just a, the strongest Morning Flamingo can be is in the sixth gate. But being in the fifth gate, he could use it just about as the same he would be in the sixth gate. But the air blast would just not be as effective. And yeah. And once Medora being getting closer, he would be going hand to hand with Gang Orca. But yet he's faster than Gang Orca, but yet he's not as strong as him. So Medora would be able to land punches, but yet Gang Orca is the number 10 hero. He is quite strong for himself. He can take hits. And with Midoriya being a front on fighter, and Midoriya would be fast enough to just not get, he would barely get faced by the, like, shock waves. I think that's what they're, uh, I forget the word. I forget that word. But yet he would be able to not get like paralyzed by the noise that he at by the noise that Gang Orca would make. Uh, but once Gang Orca would get used to like Midoriya's fighting style, Ma Gang Orca would actually land a hit on on uh Midoriya. He would actually land a hit, making uh him launch back about where Todoroki landed, and he would pick Todoroki up, throw him over to the trimmer guy. Still don't know his name, and I probably won't learn it because I don't really care. But yet, yeah, he would launch off taking or throwing Todoroki and the wind quirk user, the wind quirk guy, over to the trimmer guy, and Midori would be saying, "Go!" or just stay here at least. I don't care. Get those two up and running. Person I don't know the name of. Yeah, and the guy I need to learn his name. Oh my gosh, I do. But yet I'll learn it at some point. Probably not. Probably never. I'll probably never learn it. And that's the sad truth. But yet, yeah, he would take the Todoroki and the Windfork user just a little bit farther away, but just until they could hear, they can see Midoriya and Gang Orca fight. And so, yeah, Midoriya would be jumping around, kicking, and he would go back a little bit farther away, and he would use Morning Flamingo, but yet in a different way. He would kick the air and make it like air bubble around his like feet, or like air blast to launch him, right? To use to launch himself quicker and quicker to Gang Orca. And he would yell out, "Morning Flamingo!" And he would do like a front flip and kick Gang Orca's like weights and crack the weights like almost completely off. Like it would nearly break the weight off by the power of that kick. And it would also push back Gang Orca a little bit, right? But then you could hear the timer ring. It would ring off, and that meaning the quirk, the provisional license would be over, right? And then the people who passed in real time in canon would pass. And I don't I don't see Bakugo and To and Midoriya fighting. So instead of those two fighting, it would be nobody fighting. Nobody is fighting. So, well, Bakugo would have the bright idea. No, no, people are fighting. Okay, just not who you think. See, see, Kirishima being who she is, it is a girl Kirishima. I don't think I've ever put like in a description of mine like a ship for this one, even though I feel like I have. I'm taking I'm taking away Kirishima. I'll put the ships down below in this one. So yeah. Um, with this, um, Kirishima would have a crush on Bakugo, right? So they would finally, Kirishima would ask, Bakugo out, and they would sneak out and like to train to spar in like hand-to-hand combat, and uh, All Might wouldn't save them from getting like the house arrest like the first time, right? Yeah, no, nobody would save them from Aizawa's wrath. Okay, they would both get a week in uh, house arrest. Okay, so they would have to do everything for a week for everyone. Take out the trash and whatnot. Um, the next day, before like everyone would tell, before Aizawa told those everyone about the two's house arrest, uh, Midoriya did take out his trash and he would throw it away. Um, yeah. So he would take out his own trash at the moment, and he would meet up with Mirio, and Mirio and him would talk a little bit, and Midori would say, why are you out here again? I know I've asked you this before we started talking." And he and Mirio would say, "Oh, I'll be in your classroom tomorrow. Yeah, I want to give you like a little peek through. You know what I mean? A little insight view. Okay? Bye, Midoriya. I'll see you whenever. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye." And he would go off. And he would, and Midoriya would look confused, like, we just spent like 10 minutes talking. And what? Oh, I'm so confused. And he would go walk in, and Aizawa would be there, uh, ready to tell everyone about what Bakugo and Kirishima was doing. Okay, okay, okay. Time skip for the next day. Um, they would all be in class, and uh, and Midori. Well, they would all be in there besides Bakugo and Kirishima, which they would still be in their house arrest. And yeah, they would all go and get in there. And when everyone would be in there in the class, Aizawa would say, "We got well, question, have you all ever heard of the big three?" And a couple people would say, "Yeah, we have. I mean, they're the strongest students in the school. Uh, they are even said to be like strong as some pro heroes." And Aizawa after that would say, "Well, they're gonna be uh overlooking your training today. Okay. So, overlooking the class and your training today. So, be on your best behavior." And he's looking straight at Mineta while saying that. And he would say, "You three can come in now." And three people would walk in. One was a blonde. Well, Midoriya, knowing Mirio, he would already know who Mirio is. But yet he wouldn't recognize the other two. He would recognize their names when they introduced themselves. Well, when Nejire introduced Tamaki and Nejire herself and Tamaki, he would recognize those names because he has talked with Mirio about them in a previous conversation they have had. And Nejire, recognizing Midoriya, would run up and ask him a buttload of questions without having Midoriya even being able to answer. And once Nejire got up in his face and kept on asking questions, the last question she said was about his hair, which that's the only one of the only well, he could understand all the questions because that's Midoriya. He's still a plain out nerd. He would say, "Oh, to answer all of your questions. Um, well, my quirk is 8 gates." Um, he would blabble on about questions and what he would answer all of them. And at the last question, which was about his hair and how his hair is like that, which, if you don't remember, his hair is like Klaus's from Black Clover. Okay, it's Klaus from Black Clover. I've showed a picture of him previously. Okay, okay. Yeah, and he would say, "Oh, my hair's just like this. I mean, I do a little styling with it, but in the morning to keep it chill. But yeah, it's no like hair gel or anything. It's just like this. This is how my hair is." And Nejire and the rest of the big three and everyone in the room would be dumbfounded because all everyone else heard is a bunch of blabbering, like a bunch of just words mixed together. And Miria would say, How did you answer all of those? No one has ever been to answer those. How? How did you do that? How? How did you answer all of those? And Miria would look over at Tamaki, which Tamaki looks like he is also dumbfounded. And Miria would say, he did it. He did it. He's the chosen one. He's the chosen one, Tamaki. He's the chosen one. Ha ha ha. He's the chosen one. And Tamaki would say, he is. He is. Oh, he's finally the one that can actually answer the questions. And like both of them would run up to Midoriya and pick him up and put him on their shoulders and go, Midoriya, 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 and everyone would be cheering Midoriya, Midoriya. Even like some teachers that I overheard this from like other rooms would go in like, and they would ask like, "What happened, Aizawa?" And Aizawa would be like saying, Midoriya, Midoriya, in like a weak emotion, like, and Midoriya would still be like so confused what's happening, like. And like everyone would be cheering it, but yet nobody would get like why they are. Um, until Miri would actually uh say, will you all put me down? Uh, so like I'm special or something. I don't like being called chosen one at all. Um, so why am I being called that again? And Mirio would say, you answered. Like he would be mid saying that, and Nedry would say, "My questions," and she would like monocle like, "Yes, like we are going to be the best of friends." Wow. And Miro would get on like to talk about, "Hey, who's the strongest in this class by the chance of this? Like, how's you?" And like after that, everyone would be like so confused, like what? And Mina would say, "What was the main purpose of them being here again, Aizawa Sensei?" Aizawa would say, "Oh, they're here to overlook the class and your like the class and training." But I feel like after that, I just need to sleep. Um, so you all can do whatever you want. I'm gonna go take like a 5 minute nap. Go to your. I got an idea. Okay, go to training room and all of you that want to fight Mirio. Um, I don't care what else you do. Um, I don't really care. I'll be here taking a nap. And Mirio, don't kill my students. I like these ones a little bit. Don't kill them when you fight them. Go to sleep. And he would get in his sleeping bag and would go to sleep. And before you went to sleep, oh, Midoriya, you're in charge. I know you're not like class president or anything. You're just the most trustworthy. Um, actually, no, you're not really trustworthy. You're trustworthy in a fight, but not in this type of stuff. Um, Ida, Yalrozu, you're in charge. But also is the big three. So technically, the big three are is in charge. You all do whatever you want. Don't kill my students, please. They still have a day of like work to do. So please do not kill them, please. And yeah, as all would go to sleep, and they would all meet up in the training room after that. And the people who wanted to fight would fight Mirio, which Todoroki and Midoriya didn't want to fight because they didn't feel like it. Or, well, Midoriya didn't feel like it, but Todoroki didn't feel like he should be able to because he didn't pass the provisional license exam, and he was also just following Midoriya. And so, while Mirio thought the students and absolutely wrecked them, um, Nejire would be staring at Midoriya very intensely. That's the word. Like wide eyes, like I know you can't see it, but like a wide eyed stare, like how how did you do it? I will find out, Izuku Midoriya. Who are you? And Tamaki would be right beside her and saying um her like this and saying that Midoriya is staring at her and wondering why she is staring at him. Um they would walk over to Todoroki and Midoriya, which they are just sitting on the ground doing nothing, just talking really. And yeah, Mid uh Nejiro would walk over and say, "Who are you?" Oh wait, no, I know yeah. Okay, I get why you're. I'm still confused. How did you answer my question? How? And Midoriya would say, "Well, I used to be just like you. Sort of. I would mumble a lot when I was younger." But yeah, I grew out of that habit once, like once I don't know. I used to be like you, I guess. I've learned to like listen to fast talkers. They're actually very easy to talk to if you know what you're doing. So yeah, uh, is that like? And before he would finish that sentence, Nejire would grab him, hold him up by the back of his t-shirt, like how? Like back of his like training uniform, and say, "How did you do it? That doesn't make any sense." And Tomiki would say, "That's right, just put him down. He's just a child, please." And Nejire would look over at Tomiki, and she would say, "Shut up. I'm trying to interrogate someone, okay? Go talk to that other quiet boy." And Tomiki would say, "I don't want to. He creeps me out. He's just staring at Midoriya weirdly. Very weirdly. It scares me." Why are you doing that? Please quit. And Midori would say, "Oh, we've been through some stuff." And Todoroki would stand up and say, "Well, technically, I've showed you a lot of stuff." And if you remember to like the third or something episode where these two have met, well, not well, stuff has happened. Okay, Todoroki is a male, by the way, and yeah, okay, yeah, they talked a lot. I'm getting real tired of this. Um, okay, I think that's where I'm gonna end it. Next time you will probably see like I don't know the I don't know what you'll see honestly. I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it. Um, like, subscribe. Down below, tell me your favorite Naruto character. Right? Tell me your favorite Naruto character, and tell me your favorite Naruto arc. I'm gonna, well, I'll probably make a video about this at some point. But yet, uh, don't say any Barto characters, please. Barto fucking sucks. That's just my opinion. You can like Barto, it's your opinion. I just don't personally like it. Okay. But yet, like, subscribe. Tell your friends about me if they like anime too, I guess. I'll see you Monday. Unless I hit post a video tomorrow. I don't know. I probably will. Another, which I forgot to do my ship video, so you might see two videos tomorrow, honestly. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Um, the two other off series I have isn't really like a uh constant thing. It's just when I feel like it. So yeah. Do as I said, please. I'd like to get your feedback on some of this stuff. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Well, on Monday. Or maybe like tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Depends how I'm feeling. Bye.